If you're looking for a grill that you can set up once, trust to fire up regularly, and actually enjoy without feeling like you've signed up for a maintenance marathon, you're probably already wondering whether the Bull Outdoor Products 55,000 Brahma is the kind of investment that pays off in real backyard time rather than just on a spec sheet. You want something reliable, easy to live with, and worth the money, not just a product with a long feature list. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The hesitation most buyers feel isn't about the 90,000 BTU rating. Most grills can brag about big numbers, but about how that heat translates into everyday grilling, how the cart handles weather, and whether the included hose and regulator truly save you a separate purchase. When I dug into the few hundred reviews and the few technical notes that Bull provides, a pattern emerged: people who care about consistent heat and a sturdy cooking surface tend to be satisfied, while those who expect a high-end, restaurant-style setup often end up disappointed. What this tells me is that the Brahma sits in a sweet spot for hobbyist grillers who want more than a portable charcoal unit, but don't need the precision of a commercial-grade propane system. If you're the type who grills a few burgers a week, likes the idea of a stainless steel drip tray to keep cleaning manageable, and want a cart you can wheel out to the patio without a team, this could be a solid match. If, on the other hand, you're chasing the exact same output as a 15-inch burner pro grill, or you plan to take the unit on camping trips, you'll likely find the size and weight less than ideal. The first thing that jumps out about the Brahma is the 16-gauge, 304 brushed stainless steel construction. That's not just a marketing term. The gauge means the metal is thick enough to stay flat under long cooking sessions, and the brush finish reduces glare while resisting fingerprints better than a polished surface. In practice, I've seen cooks use the Brahma for a full day of back-to-back grilling. Think a weekend cookout with ribs, chicken, and side dishes without the cooking grates warping or the burners flaring up unevenly. The twin lights are another small but meaningful convenience. When you're working at dusk or under a covered patio, those lights give you enough illumination to see the sear without needing a separate lamp, and they stay on long enough that you don't have to constantly toggle them. One of the biggest practical advantages that often gets glossed over in product blurbs is the inclusion of the hose and regulator specifically sized for liquid propane models. In many other propane grills, you have to buy a separate hose, regulator, and sometimes even a pressure gauge. That extra can add $30, $40 to the initial cost, and can be a source of leaks if not matched correctly. Here, Bull includes a hose that's already sized to the regulator, and both are CSA certified. That certification isn't just a badge. It means the components have passed safety testing for pressure tolerances that match a typical 20 pounds propane tank. For the average backyard grill user, that translates to a single, straightforward hookup. No hunting for parts at the hardware store, no worrying whether the hose is rated for the expected pressure. The full-size stainless steel drip tray is another real-world time saver. Most grills have a small catch-all that fills up quickly when you're cooking fatty cuts like pork shoulder. The Brahma's tray is large enough to hold the runoff from a full rack of ribs without constantly emptying it, and stainless steel is far easier to clean than enamel. A quick rinse after a cookout, or a soak in warm soapy water, keeps it from developing residue that can cause flare-ups. That's a small convenience that shows up repeatedly in real kitchen scenarios, especially for families who prefer to keep the grill clean for kids' meals. From the downside perspective, the cart's mobility can be a mixed bag. While the wheels are rated for outdoor use, the overall weight of the unit, largely due to the thick stainless steel, means you'll need at least 2 people to move it from the garage to the patio if you don't have a ramp. This isn't a problem for a permanent backyard installation, but it does limit the rollout and store flexibility that some portable grills advertise. Additionally, the 90,000 BTU rating is solid, but it's spread across 3 large burners rather than a single high-output burner. That means you'll get even heat distribution, which is great for cooking multiple items at once, but you won't see the focused, searing intensity that a single high-output burner can deliver. If you're a steak purist who likes a blister-hot spot for a perfect crust, you may need to use a reverse sear method. Start with a high-heat sear on a cast iron pan, then finish on the grill rather than relying on the burners alone. Another practical point is the absence of a built-in temperature gauge. Some mid-range grills include a built-in probe that displays